All right then, welcome to yet another episode of Leadership Story Unscripted podcast. We are delighted to have with us Sanjoya, who is the trustee and chairperson of Food for Life Trust. Sanjoya has been working with the corporate for many years. He's also been a keen trader, an exporter, and a manufacturer as well. And Sanjoya has also started his own musical journey and many more other facets that we'll unravel to this unscripted podcast that we are trying to bring to you. So, as I say, it's unscripted, so whatever happens on the spur. It happens on the moment. It's very raw. So we're delighted to have you, Sanjoya, and hopefully we should be able to unravel the mysteries behind the man.
First and foremost, my mate, thank you so much for having my beloved twin sister Anuradha and me over for this podcast. And before I start answering your question, let me confess that we've reviewed your earlier podcast. And what we saw, we were absolutely delighted with what we saw in terms of the content, in terms of the quality of guests you had over, in terms of the production value, in terms of the way you presented the entire podcast. And last but not the least, the response that we got when we went on to LinkedIn and read the various comments that were mentioned how do people review the podcast. It's really wonderful. I think your initiative is absolutely amazing. And we really wish you the very best. You have our blessings.
Thank you so much, Sanjoya and Anuradha. That means a lot to me and the show. And, whenever we do get a time, we should chat offline as well. But nevertheless, let's begin the show with the very first question. So what was it that, came to your mind, and how did the idea of starting this trust germinate?
So yes, Manmeet, I belong to a communications background, and after having completed a successful professional and business career, I came to a crossroad and I asked myself, what do I do next, So the first thing that came to my mind was, my mission of going forward, or the purpose of my life going forward would be to serve mankind. And through my service and business careers, I was very curious to various initiatives being taken by countries, individuals, and forums, towards the betterment, towards the initiatives to make this land a much better place to live in. Having said that, one was also very curious to the United Nations Sustainability Development Programs, moving towards 2030, I mean. So, I spoke to my twin sister Anuradha, and I told her, well, listen, these people appeal to both of us. We have something in common. And how about starting something where we can carry forward our mission and this purpose in life to serve mankind.
Right.
And that's how Food for Life Trust was formed by Anuradha, mind you. It was her initiative to start the trust. And here we are in front of you. We're doing an interview in the podcast with you and giving an insight about what was happening. So that's how it started. And that's how I was recommended to become the chairman and co-trustee. And here I am.
Wonderful. So could you give us an overview of Food for Life Trust's mission and also the impact it has had so far?
Certainly. We've adopted around 8 of the United Nations Sustainability Development Goals.
Wow.
Yeah. Namely, eradication of poverty.
That's amazing.
Eradication of hunger, gender equality, the imbalance, the ecological imbalance on the
plastic waste.
Correct. Planting trees, etc. So that's what we adopted 8 of the manageable, SDG of the United Nations. And we immediately, even before the trust started, got into operation on paper. We started feeding lives money.
Can you give us an instance of a volunteer who made a significant impact?
Oh, certainly. Volunteers play a very big role when they come and set, so to speak.
Right.
It's very important for the volunteer to have a very selfless mindset and nothing, no monetizing or no money involved. I got to give you a beautiful example. There was one boy who supplies us mineral water in our house, and he got to know that we are doing a tree planting ceremony for school children nearby. And he himself volunteered to supply water for the sapling.
Wow.
He not only did that, he got his two children along, his two sons along with him.
That's
And
amazing.
he was so active, he was so excited.
Lovely.
He was there in front of, with every child, he was standing there with our placard, our board, smiling, being and enjoying himself.
They did it themselves.
Yeah, and that rubbed off on the children.
Wow.
He was
creative.
Yeah, he was motivating. Although he didn't know how to speak in English,
Right.
he was motivating. His presence was so motivating for the kids.
Probably he can be your brand ambassador, son.
Absolutely, he is. He is our
Wow.
brand ambassador. Why not?
Lovely.
You don't have to be a celebrity to be a brand ambassador, Manmeet.
Wow. How can individuals and communities get involved with Food for Life Trust?
Certainly. First of all, foremost, the selflessness is the most important field for a community or individual who would like to participate in our trust activities. Communities can do many things. They can identify the problems in the cluster or community where they live. They can contribute financially, they can contribute in kind, they can be volunteers. Okay? There are many things that a community can do for the trust like ours. But having said that, it's also very important for us to be sensitive.
Yeah.
We have to be very sensitive to the kind of work we are doing. It's just not coming there and being there for the sake of being there.
Absolutely.
You need to be sensitive to the people you're working for. I'll give you a small example. We adapted a few clusters around, of needy people around the geographical area where our office is, and we feed them. We feed them nutritious, hygienic, hot meals, okay? And we've gone beyond the feeding experience now. Whenever we go and meet these people in these clusters, they come running and their faces are
Is
completely,
that so?
they're completely lit up, man. They've gone beyond feeding now. Completely
Amazing.
gone feeding it, beyond feeding,
That must be such a
They didn't
fulfilling.
accelerate that feeling cannot be intellectualized. You can't intellectualize that feeling at all.
I'm getting goosebumps with listening to it.
Little children coming and embracing you, hugging you. Why?
Wow.
They don't even know us.
Can I be part of that?
Oh, you're most welcome. We'd be delighted to have you around. So these things happen, and that's the joy. The heart-to-heart bonds, Mani. It's building heart-to-heart bonds.
Absolutely.
So it goes beyond feeling, it goes beyond the material, it goes into the spiritual, it goes into the absolute universal perspective.
From where did the idea of Food for Life come to him?
The idea for Food for Life came, first and foremost, we were focused on doing ad hoc work and contributing in an ad hoc way
Right.
towards the various sustainability development goals.
Correct.
And then that became a habit.
Wow.
And after that became a habit,
Lovely.
it became a culture.
Oh,
And after it became a culture, it became a reality.
lovely.
Yeah.
Step by step, it really.
Yeah, one baby step at a time. We've done that.
Right.
And then on the other hand, we're working with school children. We hold workshops there. We hold focus group exercises there. We try to give them the awareness of what's happening on the planet right now. How critical the state and planet is on. We may not feel the gravity of what's happening around. And then that entire exercise goes onto the field where the children go and sow saplings.
Lovely. What's your ultimate goal?
Our ultimate goal is to seed at least 10,000 to 20,000 lives a day, Manmeet.
Are you serious?
No, we know we'll do it.
Is it achievable?
It's very achievable. We are very achievable.
With two people, how can that be possible?
It starts with two people, Manmeet. It's like a ripple effect,
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like a ripple effect. It just moves on and on.
Let me tell you, I am certainly going to be a volunteer, at least on Sundays, provided my wife allows.
That's done. Absolutely. You're most welcome. We'll be delighted to have you, Manmeet.
Lovely, lovely. How can someone contribute?
Yeah. You can contribute, like I said, in many ways. Selflessly again, I repeat and reiterate selflessly. You can contribute as a donor. You can contribute as a volunteer. You can contribute in kind.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you can contribute in kind. It's just not money or just your presence being there.
Right.
You can contribute spiritually.
Wow. And how's that so?
Yeah, I'll tell you. You know, a small little prayer
Right.
for the betterment of people. I remember there was a beautiful prayer when I was in school.
Right.
Thank you, God, for the world so sweet.
Yes.
Thank you, God, for the food we eat. Thank you, God, for the birds that sing. Thank you, God, for everything.
Lovely.
That's an all-encompassing prayer. It starts with prayer, germinates from there, and then it goes on,
Well, I hope that you achieve all your goals and, no one comes in the path of obstructing your whole mission, which is such a powerful mission. And I'm sure there's more to it. Now, the final question that I have is,
Yes.
what keeps you motivated despite the challenges of running a large-scale humanitarian initiative?
I'll tell you that. It's very simple. How long as your purpose or mission is in sync with the universe,
Right,
things happen naturally. It's not a challenge. People think it's a challenge.
right.
The rhythm, if you're in rhythm with the universe, things move and gather on their own. You don't have to get intellectual or something like this.
Amazing.
Yeah, it just got to be in rhythm with the universe.
Yes.
To be a means to an end. The end is again the universe.
Right.
The end is the result of the child. And let me add over here, Manmeet, that the soul is what matters. The heart-to-heart bond is what matters. If that is in place, everything else falls into place, Manmeet.
Lovely. Lovely. Thank you so much, Sanjoya. And the last segment is going to be a rapid fire.
Yeah.
So are you ready for it?
Absolutely, yes.
I'm going to ask you one word and the word that you can think for it next.
Please,
Okay?
please do, yeah.
So the first word is trailblazer.
जहाँ खड़े होते हैं वहीं से क्यों शुरू होती है?
क्या बात है? Lovely. Flowers.
Ambrosia.
Wow. And the last and final question. Are you ready for it?
Oh yes, ready and kicking.
Okay, great. So what is the first word that you can think of when I say the word food for life, trust?
Food for life is self-explanatory. When you say food
One
for life,
word.
one word, compassion.
Wow. Lovely. I was looking for that answer. Great. It's wonderful having you as part of the podcast. And we will have your twin sister as part 2 of the podcast. So thank you so much, Sanjoya, for being part of the part 1 of this Food for Life Trust special. And thank you also, Food for Life Trust, for sponsoring this and one of the first episodes that we ever had. So wish you all the very best. May your mission go to the Mars and beyond.
Oh,
Thank you so
thank
much.
you so very much, Manmeet. Bless you all. You and your entire team are working so hard over here. Your team members are working so hard over here. Everybody counts, Manmeet. Everybody counts.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Pleasure meeting you.
Very, very you too.
Thank you.
And
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.